Hello, I'm Christina, and let's talk about the books I read in May. So, welcome to this monthly reading wrap up. I hope after watching this, you can find something that you want to add to your TBR list. So, in May, I read 6.5 books, I think it is. And yes, I am still counting the half. So, the first book I read in May was Daisy Jones and the Six. The whole book takes place in interview format. It is essentially about a band and their vocalist, Daisy, and how the band got together and ultimately how the band broke up. And it is told in the point of view of all the characters from the band. It's a journalist interviewing this famous band, and it's a book that you will enjoy if you like a lot of dialogue, if you like getting to know the characters really, really well, and if you like any book that talks about the behind the scenes of the music industry and what it's like to become famous really, really fast. Daisy Jones and the Six is not a real band. They are fictional, but after you read this book, you'll be wishing they are a real band. You'll be wanting to listen to the songs that the characters in the book talks about, that you will go to YouTube and you will search Daisy Jones and the Six playlists. And thankfully, there are so many artists that are creating cover songs of the songs in Daisy Jones and the Six, because you do get to learn some of the lyrics for each of the songs. The next book I read was actually a graphic novel. It's called Giant Days. I read it on my iPad. I don't usually read graphic novels, but I saw this recommended somewhere else, and I read that it was about a group of friends in first year university, and they all live in the same dorm room. So these three girls become close friends because of proximity, and this volume is just about their shenanigans and their life as first year college students. It's very entertaining. If you've ever watched the show Sex Lives of College Girls, created by Mindy Kaling, this comic gave me similar vibes. It was just hilarious. So if you want to read but feel more like you're watching a movie because there's more visuals, I do recommend that you check this out, even if you aren't usually someone that reads graphic novels. The third book that I read was The Love Hypothesis. This one, if you are not new to booktube videos, you've seen this book everywhere. It's on TikTok, it's on YouTube, but if you are new to watching these types of videos, maybe you don't know this book exists. So this is a fake dating romance trope. We follow Olive. Allie's the name of the writer. Olive, who is a PhD student, and she has this research project that is very dear to her heart. And then we also meet her friend Anne, who is too afraid to go out with someone that Olive dated previously because she doesn't want to date Olive's feelings, when in reality Olive doesn't care about this guy. She really just wants what's best for her friend Anne. So one night in the lab, she sees Anne coming running by to see her, and she kisses the first person she sees in the lab. Olive does, so that Anne will know that yes, Olive actually has a boyfriend, so Anne can go ahead and date Jeremy. And then that person that Olive ends up kissing, the whole book is them pretending to have a relationship, so that I don't know if that love hypothesis recorded, but I really like the character Olive. She cares about her friends a lot, and it's a cute read. It took me longer than I thought it would. It does get a little bit cheesy at times, but overall, I think it's a good book. I don't think it's really awesome. I don't think it's really awful, but I think if you're interested in the fake dating trope, and if you like female characters who are academics, it's a good combination for you. Probably my favorite read that I read in May was Heartbones by Colleen Hoover. This was a very short read. It was an angsty beach romance. There was some mystery in there. We meet Bea where something happens at the beginning of the book, and so because this thing happens, she has to go live at her estranged father's house, and she befriends her stepsister, and she also meets this guy next door who's kind of moody, kind of grumpy, has a lot of secrets, but they begin to develop a friendship, develop a relationship, and there's even more mystery and even more angst, and it's a short read. You won't want to put this one down. It's a very fast-paced. It's a book where you forget that you're reading, which is my favorite type of books, so you might like this one if that is what you are looking for. And the last book on this list is Under One Roof by Ellie Hazelwood. I believe, is she the same author? It's the same author as The Love Hypothesis. I actually enjoyed this book more than The Love Hypothesis, even though there wasn't that much going on in the plot. Basically, there is a girl who's a PhD candidate or PhD grad, and her late professor ends up donating her a house, which was very generous. But when she gets to the house, there is someone related to the professor who also lives at the house, and he's not too happy that his space is being disrupted. So this one reads like a cute little rom-com. It's very, very short. It's a novella. You can read this within a couple of days. So if you just wanted to pick something up to read for fun, if say you're on a plane or a train or a bus or whatever, this one would be a good one to choose. Hi, this is Editing Christina here. I realized I completely forgot to talk about Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I think because it's my half book. I'm not finished it yet, but I can tell you my first impressions of this book. I had several different reactions. So when I first started reading it, I thought this book was hilarious and it was going to be funny the entire time. And then when I got a little bit further into it, I was like, oh my goodness, there is so much behind the scenes about publishing and writing and editing, which usually I love behind the scenes, but it was so much behind the scenes that it felt like work. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh wait, this book is funny again. These characters are really, really witty. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, I like the small town. It's very cute. It reminds me of Gilmore Girls, and I am rooting for 3 specific characters in this book. So I'm going to finish it. So that's a good sign. Let me know if you're reading Book Lovers. It seems to be like the most talked about book this summer in the contemporary romance genre. And there are a lot of mixed feelings about this book. So maybe my opinion will change. I have no idea what the ending is, but I plan to finish it in the next 2 days. So let me know which books you are reading this summer or which books you want to read, or if you plan on reading any of the ones that I read, and I will see you in the next one. Impressions of each other back in the day weren't great. Friends to lovers plot, but this book is so much more than that. But there's something off about this girl. She doesn't really know what. Handy little Google Doc. You will make assumptions.